Hello there everyone, this is Mark3 and welcome to a kind of spur of the moment video for one of the Thursday slots. I wasn't planning to do this, but well, I think you can thank RedtheRage for this one, to be quite honest. Because he kind of got me back into playing Robocraft a bit after, well, I've been on hiatus from that for a very long time. So that's what I'm doing here. For this video I'm planning to build up a new craft because, well, I want to, basically. So that's the prime requisite right there. Right now you see in the background is one of my older crafts, a medic called Mind Flayer, and I've upgunned it for more recent updates. That's why I've got snipers and lasers and things. But all in all it's a really solid design, but this is about a new bot for Robocraft. That's my tank, Bastion. It's a really nasty laser brawler, though it can be a bit fragile sometimes, I must admit that. But since RedtheRage got me back into Robocraft a bit, this is the one that I put together when I was playing with them yesterday, as of the time of recording. So just Robo 8. And it's pretty decent. It works okay, but it's incredibly fragile and I'm not satisfied with it, so that's why I'm going to be reworking this thing into a better support flyer slash craft slash thing. So let's scrap that. Yep. Then I am going to rebuild. Let's get this new craft off the ground, shall we? Now then. What I'm wanting to do with this thing is get a medic craft out. So, let's start with how I'm going to shape this thing. I want it to be durable, so I need to have parts involved. Well, I need parts involved to build a bot. Wow, who would have thought it? There was this old ring configuration using these things. That might be... I've not seen any bots using it, but I remember it, so maybe that's proving me to be a really old fogey kind of thing. Yeah, you young whippershappers just stay off my lawn and I won't hit you with my walking stick, you know? That kind of thing. But let's see how this went, see how it looks. So, I've got that. Then it's this one, I think. No, it was click. Then it was that. Yeah, it's starting to come together a little bit. Not quite how I remember, but the blocks have actually been updated since then, so you know, it's not going to be exactly right. Then it's that one on top there. Oh no, a bit further out. Come on. There we go. And this makes a really large, bulky forward cross section. As you can see, since it's starting to build a kind of spherical shape to it. Okay, let's see. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1. And it's like this, I think. So that should be about the right shape to layer it all in. So okay, and then one underneath here. Yeah, that looks about right. Man, this is an old configuration. I think this dates all the way back to when this arrangement came out, in fact. But yeah, look at that. It's kind of like this massive cone thing, but I don't think it's what I want to do for this craft, because there are other design elements I want to use, so no thanks. Maybe I'll use the side flaring a bit. That might be of use, because I'm working on a hybrid, so what I actually want is to include my new toys here, Leviathan class laser cannons. So I'm planning to include these things somewhere in the design. So oh, overlapping, right, that's fine. And I'm planning for this to be a pure build video, so that's what I'm doing really. I'm just showing you how I'm trying to get this thing put together. Okay, that is subject of overlap, so I need to bring it up a level. That fits. That's not looking that good. Not really. Maybe? Let's tear all this stuff out, and the basis will be actually the Leviathan cannon. So let's go ahead and do that. Put that there. Then attach the other two connecting studs, like that. Yeah, it's a really big cannon, that, so, you know. I only unlocked these things yesterday. It's my first new weapon system in quite a while for this game, so it's like, ooh, look at this shiny new toy I've got. Okay, I can't place up there, right? The thing is, I want to put another Leviathan behind it, so I need to know how far back do I have to put this, because this is pretty far back actually. Not good. I wanted to actually put it much closer than this, but it's not letting me. So I might have to go for a different option. Yeah, that's not working. Okay. I guess since that didn't work, my best option is going to be an over-under, I guess, if I want to match these things together. So I guess it'll be something like that. Oh dear, this is nuts. Right, have I got any shielding to fit that? Because this is kind of like how this is going. It's I'm slowly feeding my way towards getting a shape that I want. And this is how I normally tend to build crafts in this thing, so that's not right. Wasn't it like, can't I do that? Yeah, I could do that. That'll fit. So that'll fit like that. And then I can have an additional shield like that. So that's covering the base a little bit, and it's sticking out. Though that said, if I lose this forward block here, then then both those side shields will just give way. So that's not ideal. What about this? That might be able to offer some help, but frankly, right now it's like do it like that, I guess. Yeah, that's starting to look better. That's starting to look a bit better. Then that'll come underneath like that. Grab the Leviathan, slot it in, and yeah, that's a very slender prow. That, not too bad. Not too bad. I can live with that. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Then I'll just lower that there, because it's creating this like forward prow section at the front. That's looking alright. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, next up, let's add something in, because this is, of course, a hovercraft. So it needs to have hover systems installed. And these guns are, let's face it, these guns are really flipping heavy, so I'll need some support systems to actually keep this thing in the air. Let's get some Tempest, they're the best blades I've got. Let's actually tear out some of the side shielding for the moment, so I can actually see in there. Yeah, that's a good fit. Let's move it forward slightly. Yeah, that's looking good. That'll do. And then let's actually stagger it slightly. Let's put another one a little bit further back. There, yeah. No, wait, that's a vulnerability actually. Can I install a couple of these guys? No, not quite enough space. Oh, I know. I think I can move it forward a little bit further. A little bit further. No, actually, that's not going to fit. Darn it. That's going to go there. Right, nothing to be done about that. That's going to go. Not going to go there because it'll probably intersect with the shields. So that's another no-go. Yep, shields are in the way. And then I'm going to fit some more armoring on top. Give it a bit more durability. Yep. And then, of course, turning thrusters. It's an aircraft, it needs to be able to turn. At least that would be ideal. Yeah, you can build these things so they don't turn, but, you know, it's not going to be that effective, I don't think. So, sub-turning ability is good. Let's add a little bit of forward thrust in there as well, so that's got some forward mobility in this area. Wait a second. I've done this wrong for building a stable craft. Flick. Right. Okay. What I've done is I've actually built it upside down from how it needs to be. Because it's the same kind of basic principle as From the Depths hover / heli / whatever you want to call them craft. Because you need to have the lift points higher up, and that makes the craft a lot more stable. Can I cram in one of those guys? No. Of course I can't. That would be just stupid. Okay, let's just put in some slightly smaller engines. So that goes like that. Yep. And then it will be this thing to finish off that side shielding. There. A couple of engines. It's got a bit of lift in there. I am somewhat concerned because it doesn't have any stability. But I'm about to deal with that now. So let's go ahead and grab side blocks. I'm sorry, this is probably not the most riveting thing, but this is you can see how I use a similar build process to what I do in From the Depths, can't you? It's like, oh, I'm going to do this bit here, do that bit there, tweak it a bit, do a little bit more, and then it's like, I'm happy with that. And I'm sorry, but that's kind of how I do it. Plus, Robocraft actually doesn't have a mirror mode, as far as I know, so there is that too. So I'm having to place each block individually. Put that there. Okay, that's looking alright. Now, this should, in theory, be hover capable, but I don't know, so I'm actually going to throw it into the test zone real quick. This is technically only the front half of the craft, so oopsie daisy, and yeah, it hovers, sort of. Right, whoops. Yeah, it sort of. It's because I added those two on the sides at the back there, so it's got some stability going on, but there's no real weight there yet, so that's why it's incredibly front heavy. But thanks to the forward thrusters, it can at least move, so there is that for it. Just weapon testing quickly. Okay. Yep, that seems to be alright. When the nose of the craft is actually stable, that will be a lot better. So let's go back to the editing. I'm really taking my time with this craft. Quick drink. Yay. Cool off. It's really warm right now. Okay, right, that's looking alright. Can I layer these up again for a bit further back? I can. So I'm adding more shielding to it. Yep, that's so more side paneling. Okay, that's good. It's looking alright, but I think I'm getting a bit carried away here because I actually require you know, the other weapon system, I require these things. Medical gear. They don't mesh too well with such massive laser cannons. What about the next size down? Will they work okay? Sort of. I could put in the basic ones, I guess. No, that's still not too good. This is a slight issue. Because the laser cannons, of course, have this massive arc on them. So that's restricting me from building very much around them. I wasn't planning... I didn't think this through very well, did I? Unless I spread my robot out a lot. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe I should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, if I do it like this... That's there. Right, will that do it? I need that one. How's that look? Okay. That's looking okay. Yeah, that looks okay. And that, of course, collides with those. But if I put it like that, it won't. So I've got that little bit of extra shielding going on. Oh, right. Oh, I see. That intersects with the cannon. So it has to be like that. So it's got this slight breach in the middle there. That's not too bad, though. That's looking okay. So that's going to be another shield section. Making the craft wider. Not always the best choice, making the craft wider. I must point that out. But it has its uses. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Right, that should be about right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So that's going to be the new sides of the craft. Like that. So that's going to be expanding the protected area. So the craft is now a good bit bigger. It's got this odd angular shape to it. But that should also, I think, help with the placement of the healing equipment. To at least get them outside the range of the turrets. Let's find out where that goes. They will fit there, it seems. So that's not too bad. Could be better, but that's not too bad. I'm sacrificing a lot to mount those heavy lasers. Perhaps too much. I'm not too sure. The heavy lasers are going to be great for firepower, of course, but as I said, I'm sacrificing a good deal of how I can structure the craft for how I've mounted the things. Where was it? I want the shielding. There we go, shielding. Right. No, not those. These ones. Right, let's have a look at these things. What if I was to integrate some of these? Yeah, that's right. I can't because of laser placement. Okay. Never mind. That was a passing thought. Maybe I could do that. But it turns out I can't. Let's get these ones then. Can I do something with these? Not really. Wait, maybe I can actually. Maybe I can. Let's go over here. So I can work on the other side of it. And then let's go like this. Will that work? Almost. Almost. Yeah, this might be a good idea. Maybe, possibly. Because what I'm trying now is to get a more angled slope to continue the shielding process. Like, continue to install these defensive plating and stuff. Not quite. Again, not quite. Yeah, I can do that. That's actually pretty nice. Though, of course, I do need to make sure that all the other stuff gets connected properly. Oh, I can't quite. Ah, humbug. Okay, let's put that there. Right, that's not too bad. So yeah, that looks okay. Let's, of course, do this to it. And that's another section of side shielding sorted. So this thing is actually getting a lot of shielding protection. Again, maybe a bit too much. It's being focused a lot on that. But hey, I want this thing to be durable, so, you know, maybe that's the way to go. Certainly it's going to be durable. Maybe. Possibly. Kinda, sorta. I don't know. Oop, that's the wrong way round. Of course it is. Right. And then that can go to there. Of course it can. And that will be a downward slope blocks here. So that's just continuing the armouring. Because one of the defences you can get in this game is, of course, to have more blocks. If you have blocks, then that's something the enemy has to blast through to try and kill you, and your bot has more hit points. So, having more plates and things is generally a helpful thing. Though that said, this thing is going to be very, very exposed from the top, the way it is right now. Unless I start doing some of this. Yeah, some flat shielding like that is probably a good idea too. So just at least give it some protection against enemy air attack, you know? So it won't explode as soon as an enemy aircraft sneezes in its general direction. But it will probably have a heart failure or something like that. Because it's just not built for that kind of engagement, really. To be quite blunt, it's just not. Let's see, I think I need that and that. So one over there. And then let's add some more hovers. So this will be more boosting things to keep it airborne. That's good. And let's see, oh, I could do that. How will that fit in? Oh yeah, that's great. Okay, let's do that. Interwoven plating a little bit. So, there we go. And this, of course, this big gaping hole right here. Just fill that in. There we go. Yep, that's looking good. I don't know how interesting this is to really watch, you know? It's just, I am trying to... I'm just shaping this craft, basically, a bit at a time, a block at a time, for some unknown purpose, just because... Basically because I want it to be powerful, and it's going to look nice too, so it's like, it's a bit here, a bit there, a bit everywhere else kind of thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and put that there. Okay, that's going to be one of my primary mounting blocks. Because, of course, as I said, this one thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to mount healing lasers. So, let's get to see lasers, lasers, lasers. They are in there. Oh, yeah. There we go. The first healing lasers are starting to appear. Mounted way out on the sides of the craft. So that... Yeah, those are the side-mounted healing lasers. They are all over the place, basically. This craft is just wonky as hell, but it's definitely going to be durable. I'll say that for it. Let's try that again and see how it hovers. Will it blend? Nope. Yeah, it's still front heavy, but it can definitely move. Woo. Yeah, it needs more weight in the back, for sure. But remember, I've not added the primary engines yet, so that's still coming in. That's still coming in. Because it needs more thrusters, it needs things to move it, and those are still a work in progress, basically. Also, it needs rear-mounted shielding too, because that previous craft and the ones I built before it, they've had they've been kind of vulnerable towards the back, so it is good to be more resistant towards the back. It's like if you're gonna turn around, a hovercraft, a thrustercraft kind of thing turns around really quickly, so it can try to escape, but it's not all sunshine and roses, because you're exposing your rear section, and if your rear section is horribly exposed, it's like It's going to explode, most likely, so... let's add these guys if I can. Oh yeah, perfect. That's perfect, that. A couple of primary engines. Right there. Actually, can I mount my Carbon 6 versions over here? No, they are a bit too big. Unless I mount them one closer. What will that do to it? Still too big. Right. What if I sever those? Can I still mount it? Is it that block that's in the way? No, it's the actual thruster block. Okay. Sorry, not the thruster block, the hover block. So let's do it this way. Oh, it's still colliding. That sucks. Okay. I can't quite fit the carbons in place, but I was trying to put the carbon in there because of that angled shape it's got. Wondering if it would work well with that defensive plate, but alas, it was not to be. It just was not to be. Now let's get some electroplate back here too. Oh, whoops, I'm out. I am out! Whoopsie. Oh well. Seems I've been using those a bit too enthusiastically and I've run out of spare parts. So, I guess, should I do that? No, that's not looking too good. I could do that, I suppose, but again, that's not really... Darn it. I'm short of parts. I guess just a rounded rear section will have to do. So, there we go. Some nice rounding, just going in there. Let's go ahead and armour the top here a bit, so it's got some protection like that. Yep, that's looking okay. Oops, right, there we go. Is that even? That is even, right. So, now I've got this arrangement back here, where I can start to add in more stuff. Ooh, actually, let's use my rod arcs. Whoops. Let's use some rod arcs for that. I mean, sure, why not, right? So there we go, got some arcs in. And that's actually perfectly positioned right there, so that's looking alright. Though that does leave these big holes right here in the upper profile, so that's not so sure about that bit. Maybe I'll fill those in, I'm not too sure. But anyway, let's mount these big ass engines here. How does... Oh, nope, doesn't like that, does it? And for some reason it's okay like that, but not that way. So I guess I'm going to be going with a centralized mounting again. What if I did it this way? Would it object to this? Not really, okay. And if I did it one closer, what then? No, okay, sure. It seems I can do it that way round. Let's fill these guys in. Oops. Yep. How did I build it? It's like that. There we go. Get rid of these blocks, and then I'm going to use my rod arches like that. So there we go. It's like got these internal coiling effects going on. And then these things will merge together like that. Actually, that's going to be the central block. Right, that's the central block. How close do I need to go? Give me those carbon thrusters again. There. That's as close as they can go to the mounting points. There, like that. Okay. And is that just a straight block in? It is. Okay. So So there we go, we've got a pair of carbon 6 class thrusters mounted at the back there for primary thrust. Looks cool, but it's a bit exposed, as you can see, so it's not perfect. And then let's back it up with some leopard class thrusters, which can fit right very neatly in between, like so. So that's a really cool look there, I think. And then I can mount some more at the front here. I guess there. Yeah, sure, okay. Let's build an engine core then. Or should I put it somewhere else? The thing is, I actually need some turning thrusters back here too. Let's get some of those. Can I still mount that there? Nope. And there I need to be attaching to that, so I guess it's going to be these guys. Though that said, it's still all with a single point of failure, so... Actually no. Single point of failure, more important concern. So I need to get this thing blocked in, I think. Actually, let's round this. Let's round this a little bit. Let's do it like this. I'm sorry. You guys know this is how I tend to build stuff if I'm really trying. I mean, From the Depths has taught you that. So, if you've watched any of that stuff from me, you probably have if you're watching this one, to be quite fair, because similar kind of thing, isn't it? But yeah, I'm just working on this bot now, so I think this is going to take so long. I'm not going to actually go into a match with it. It's just going to be building the darn bot. So yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Then there's a single point of failure there for all 4 engines. So I'm going to include a bit more armouring there too. Like that. Then I guess lights. Sure, why not? Okay, right. So that's that modified a bit. Do I want to put anything on there? Do I have anything really small I can fit in? Don't think I do. No, is there anything in the forge? I've not looked at these struts. There's more rods. No, nothing there. Don't want a weapon. I've not really looked at these new electroplates since they came in, so I was gone from the game when a lot of the more advanced recent parts came in, so no, there doesn't seem to be anything I want to put in there, so it's going to have to be I guess it's going to have to be like that, or it's going to have to be lights. How does that look? Actually, what about an engine? What about a bigger engine? Will that fit still? No, a bigger engine is just too big. That's fine. But small engine. Sure, okay. Let's go with that. Smaller engines. So a bit more thrust. There we go. So that's a very distinctive looking rear end that's being formed there. Okay, right. Moving on. I've still got to find... yeah, I've still got to attach these things. So one over... one under, because those are actually good mounting points for them. Now, how much healing power does this give? Not enough. Only 3 in each direction, so that's not going to work out as much as I want it to. So I need more mounting points to fit more weaponry into. I guess I'm going to try it like that and see how that works. Because these bigger healing guns, that's another factor, is you need 4 of these guns to get maximum fire rate out of them. While that laser I installed only requires 2, so that's fine. I've got, when both of these can see the target, that's max firing rate I can get out of those weapons. Not quite. So let's try a slope. Oh, that'll fit. That'll fit there. Will it fit on the other side though? And do I have enough guns? And that will fit there. Okay. So this thing is not going to be an absolutely perfect medic. It's going to struggle a bit. I've got enough constructors. I've got enough nano systems. So, I've definitely got enough bits and bobs to do this. I think. Yeah. This should be pretty good. It won't be quite maxed out in terms of healing potential, but it's going to be pretty darn close. Just do it like that, and then let's grab the sloped corners like that. And put them in there. And then, of course, mount the top class healers underneath too. So that's a couple more healers. Now, from any given direction, this thing, side on it can only turn 3 on you, but if you're at any kind of angle, it can turn more healing devices towards you, because the underside ones can angle past each other. So unless you're directly beside it, this thing should be able to do a great deal of healing at incredible speed, and that is the general idea, what it's meant to do. Now I need to do another test. Get the hover blade out. This is the level, so there. Just help support the rear end a little bit, and let's go ahead and test. Right. I'm sorry. I'm taking so much time. Oh yeah. Okay. Still a bit too much hover power at the back. So the back needs toning down, but it's still a better angle than it was before. And it can move around too. Yeah, it just doesn't have enough hovering power at the front. And it's really, really stable, as you can see. So that's good. That's also a plus mark for this thing. It's going great. Now then, healing beams. Yeah, seems to be about what I thought. It can heal really well unless you're to the side, so it's better at these angles over here and over here. And that's what it can do. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep, that's working. That's coming together quite nicely. This is going to be an hour of me putting together this bot, isn't it? Yes, I think it is. Oh well. If people are actually interested in this, then that's fine. I'm finding it pretty darn interesting, so I'm okay with that. I'm giving up playing what was it? I think it's the Surge or something like that. Whatever that new sci-fi space Souls-like game where you play with a big mechanized rig, whatever the hell that one is, that one. I was going to play that after I came back from work, but instead I decided let's record this thing, and it's just kept on going, basically. So yeah, let's see. I need more forward-mounted healing. So as I said, forward-mounted healing. This is a healer bot, but that's not what I'm working on. Anyway, let's put one of these guys on top here. So the top is kind of exposed. It's like a massively exposed drive core situation going on. So yeah, there's lots and lots of exposed rotors and things. Let's add in you. Can I fit a slope in there? Not quite. I can fit slopes in like that. So I can do that. Yeah, that's good. And I think RedtheRage is probably going to watch this, because, you know, I'm building this because of inspiration from him, so that's one person who might be interested, at least. Should I... Yeah, let's roll that forward slightly, so that I'll get a bit more protection. Because what I was just thinking of there was, should I install corners there above those rotors, or should I just bring it forward a bit more, like that? And yeah, I think it looks a bit better just enclosed like that, and then it's like, the ones underneath are like directional fans, so that pulls it in and then it goes straight to one or the other, it looks like. So that's how that seems like it would work. That's also a bit more forward balance as well, so it can hover a bit better. Though, of course, I need to drop this level down again because of mounting the shielding. So that's the thing. There we go. Right. Like that. And then I think I can get away with mounting a bit more shielding like this, so... Oh, right. I thought I had a couple of those left, didn't I? I've got 2 left ones left, but not a right one, apparently. What? How did that even... I don't even... Why do I have an unbalanced number of those? Huh. Okay, right. Let's go and build that. I've got a few spare bits left, so I'll forge it. Yep. First. Thank you. And let's install the other shield there to help cover the rest of the design. Like that. Then it becomes a case of continuing the armoring across, like so. Where's the next one? I can't yet, but can I now? Yep, there I can. Okay. So that's as far as back as this thing can go. And then angle it down. So it's like that. On the back section. So that's looking good. Of course I need rear turning thrusters too, so let's cover that. Some rear stability thrusters would probably also be a good idea. Wait, stability thrusters? What am I on about? Stability hover blade things. Look, I know what I'm on about, okay? Don't judge me. Actually, yeah, please judge me. I'm a complete loony. I need to be judged. Anyway, let's do like that. And extend them forward slightly so that this thing is a bit more stable. Then... Oh, it's only going to be the really light ones, is it? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's going to be the small ones. So there we go. Those will help keep the craft a bit more steady. So yeah, that's looking okay. Continue its upper deck armoring. Just get through like that. I wish there was a bit of a no clip. That would help, probably. Now then, it's at last a slope downwards. And oh wow, I'm almost at my CPU limit. I didn't even realise. Well, go big or go home, I suppose. Go big or go home. But I think I have a functional craft, so yeah. Okay, right, let's see. That is... The underside's a bit of a mess, but it's all got connecting joints all over the place. So that's good. It's got a lot of thrust at the back. I could do with some more thrust further forward, though, so I'm going to remount some stuff like... Oh, yeah, there we go. Not enough CPU warning. Right. So that is... I am at the very limits of what I can put onto this thing now. Not enough, right. Can I put any more on? No! 1993. This craft is actually really, really low on turning thrust because it's only got turning thrusters at the front. If they get blasted off, it won't be able to turn anymore. So, I'm going to put some in here inside this rigging at the back. So those will help it turn as well. It's got plenty of forward thrust. It's got an absolute metric butt ton of shielding. Yeah, metric butt ton of shielding. Thanks, Brutal Legends, by the way, because I have never been able to forget that particular measurement yardstick. Metric butt ton. I don't know, I just find it amusing. But yeah, let's see. It's looking okay. I've got 1999, 2000. Okay, my CPU limit is 2000. I don't know if that's the actual hard CPU limit, but that seems to be my limit right now. I could probably do a bit more because I'm only level 86 or 85 or something like that. So there's still a bit of room for growth here, but this thing is looking okay. It's kind of hollow underneath after all, but you can't be perfect. Let's find a place to put a single block. A single block there to help protect that, so sure. The underside of this thing is a mess. Ugh. What a mess. But it's a mess of my creation, and it looks okay. So let's go ahead and take it back into testing then. How does it hover? Slightly front heavy. Under thrust, again it tips slightly forward, but then again the main thrust assembly is slightly up on the balance of the robot. Yeah, the extra turning is definitely helping. It can spin around pretty quick. Not too bad. It's it doesn't react too well to going airborne. Yeah, I think the hover balance is definitely an issue here. Yeah, it's got too much lift at the back. So that maybe if I took out that rear thruster which I installed, that might help. It would free up some CPU certainly, but yeah, the back is just too light for how I've distributed the balance of the weights. So let's go ahead and tear that out. That can come out, that can come out. I'll think about what to do with that if this thing is now balanced. But let's try it. Okay, so how are you hovering now? Still not enough thrust at the front. Yeah, the front is still really heavy because of those guns. So I need better thrust. Actually, roughly under that assembly in the middle there, I think. Yeah, just in the middle there. That seems to be a point. But that does feel a bit better. So, I guess this is the importance of testing a weight-based design like this. Just trying to balance it out to my satisfaction, because it maneuvers really well and it's got lots and lots of protection, and it's also pretty decent firepower wise as well, because it's got the super heavy lasers, which they cost a bomb to install and they restrict the build a lot, but they are incredibly tough and incredibly powerful, so they are nasty. While before I was using like these little guys down here, some these guys, lots of these guys, rather than the really big ones. By the way, that's the thing. These guys can dish out just as much DPS as these guys, and these guys, and these guys, and the big ones, roughly. So DPS is more or less constant. It's a ratio between how tough they are, how heavy they are, how much power they drain, and how much damage a single hit will actually inflict. Because, as you can see, the numbers just change as they go. The bigger guns have a lot more health, so they're a lot harder to take out, but they're also bigger and more cumbersome to install. So that's roughly how the metric goes in terms of damage. Bigger weapon, tougher, hits harder, but doesn't tend to offer an increase in DPS. It's like more options, or side grading, I think is probably the best term for it. Now then, I've got these guys back here, and the entire thing tips at around this point. I've got these side mounted ones over here, which I could probably change out a bit. Yeah, I could downgrade those, that'd probably help. So let's actually mount a bit more in the underside structure like that, so a bit more bracing. Relocate these. Let's get... There we go, the next one down. These were mounted on there, so if this area got hit too hard, it would probably fall off. But now I'm going to mount it centrally instead, which is what those new beams are for. And that should help it in terms of its durability a bit. There it is. Yeah, that spot there. Whoops. And those are also two weaker things as well, so that needs another test, see how well it hovers. This is really just me popping back in and out of testing right now, isn't it? Well, let's see, how is it? Yeah, you can see the angle's improved a bit. It's still front heavy. Needs more kick at the front. But again, it's been a slight improvement. And that was me just increasing it to maximum altitude. And oh, when I increase the hover altitude, that helps. And the it's now nose up slightly. because it's hovering as high off the ground as it can. Though, as you can see, as soon as I hit differing terrain heights, it's the front doesn't respond very easily because of the sheer weight of those massive cannons. So, I need more kick at the front. I really do need more kick at the front. Where am I going to fit more kick at the front, though? That's the question. How much space have I got? Not much. Because there's only 2 blocks of space, and I've used some of it for turning thrusters and things like that. So... This is the weight point. And I've got this connecting spar here, which is required. Though, actually, the weapons can serve as connectors too. But, if both weapons get knocked off, then... And they're the only things holding this nose section on. The nose would fall off as well, so that's not ideal. So I don't really want to double up on this one, because it wouldn't be safe. Maybe under here. What about if I took out those turning thrusters, installed blocks in their place, like that, so that would maintain the connecting spar there, and then I've got that, and I'll install angle pieces there, and let's go ahead and install an additional heavy rotor underneath. That might do it. It's lower, so it makes it slightly less stable, but it's oh yeah, that's bobbing around more readily now. That's still front heavy. That's it's a damn weight. The weight is a big issue. Mind you, it's also affecting acceleration too. These cannons are heavy. In case no one actually noticed that. Maybe some. Oh, I know. I know somewhere I could put a bit more lift at the front that would help. More lift, always a good idea. I'm going to hollow out the underside of that forward armoured nose and put a lift motor under that. That should help. But I'm almost done here, and I'm going to wrap it up pretty soon, because I know that I've been blathering on for a while now. Right, so what happens if I put that there? It's changed the appearance, that's for sure. Right. But that is also helping to support the weight of those guns. It's not armoured, so in a frontal combat, that place will probably get knocked off, but... Okay, that responds pretty readily. Okay, let's hit a slope. And, yeah, look at that. Suddenly it's got much more response on a slope. So, yeah. That more or less does it, I think. That's looking pretty good. It's definitely a very stable hover design. That is excellent. Okay, I am happy with that. It will still collide a bit on on steep slopes, but that is to be expected, really. And it just bounces up and keeps itself stable anyway. So off it goes again, and then it can just go straight. And that's looking really good. Okay, I am happy with that. I am very happy with that. I have a new bot, a new 2000 hit. CPU bot. Don't think that will matter too much though, because it seems to try and balance out the respective weights, but it will pit really light bots with really heavy bots in terms of CPU use. So that's another thing of it, of them making all the weapons side grades instead of flat out better, how it used to be. It does mean that everyone shares the same playlist and such, so that's not an issue. Right, I did take out those turning thrusters at the front, so I need to replace those. Just give it a bit more turning force. Where should I put those? Where to put those? Oh wait, no. That was I had 2 sets at the front, didn't I? I only took out the lower set, so that is still able to turn pretty darn well. Okay, that's fine. Don't need to install those anymore. I've only got 7 CPU left anyway, so that's... I don't think that's enough for much, really. Not much at all. Yeah, that's not even enough for a single one, so that's fine. It's just going to be a few more blocks and then that's it. The craft will be at CPU capacity again. So, let's go ahead and round out the backs here, the back here just a little bit. Let's add some more redundancy, which will help against being pecked apart, but it will actually be a drawback against splash and high alpha weapons because they propagate among the blocks. So basically I'm more resistant to lasers, less resistant to being sniped and hit with a plasma cannon and stuff like that. So, you know, it's not ideal, but every little helps, you know? Every little helps. Oops, there's the limit. Let's go ahead and... No, I need that block there. Yep, that is the hard limit. Pull that out. Just kneading it up a little bit down here. As best I can, anyway. Because why not, you know? Why not make it a little bit neater? Make it a little bit more streamlined. Why not tweak it and just do a few more bits and bobs? I mean, that does look a lot neater for those quick few moments of changing things around. At least I think so. At least I think so. Yeah, that's looking okay, that. That's rises there, so I could actually do that. That's given me 3 more CPU? 2 more CPU? I could do that. That evens up those edges, and yeah, that looks nice, but... Actually, yeah, heck with it, that just looks plain nice. That looks okay, I'm happy with that. I am definitely happy with all this. So yeah, bot complete! Huzzah! All that's left is to paint it. Right. I only got default colours, of course, so you know, because I'm a cheapskate. Well, actually, I'm not a cheapskate. I have... In the past, I had massive amounts of premium time on this game, and so I have actually paid a lot into this thing, so... And I enjoyed it. Definitely worth it. At least in my eyes. So, yeah. Wait, is that... purple? I was hoping that was a deep grey, but it's definitely a purple, that, isn't it? Ugh. I don't know. No. Maybe? How will that look? Nah, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look like quite right, that. Nope. No. I guess giant silver weapons, so like that, yeah. That'll do. That'll do for that. What about these things? No, the glow is still blue, but it gets an orange housing. I wish there was a way to change the glow colour, that would be nice. But there isn't. Because if I could, I would actually like to have an orange glow in the middle there, you see. But apparently that's not a thing, so can't do that. I could add some vapor trails, I suppose. Maybe. I don't know. Problem is, I'd have to take out a couple of blocks then, wouldn't I? Jeez. I'm just tweaking and tinkering right now. Like a bit like there. Let's put a bit there. Round it out slightly. Yeah, that's looking good. All right. Why me tinker? Why? Me no no. Me no no. Me no 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 no. Me no no. I kind of want to install vapor trails on this thing now, but I've used up all the CPU. Unless I can take it off the back section here a bit. How does that look? That still looks okay. Oh wait, lights are pretty CPU intensive actually. I didn't realise. So I can install those like that. So that's a slightly different rear assembly. And that's also given me access to enough CPU to do some stuff. So, yay! Stuff! How many of these have I actually got? 4. Right, I guess I can add some in. I can't mess with the guns, that's the thing. But I can add a few bits and bobs around the place. Like, I could mount some on the underside, just down here. There's enough space for some. So there's enough space for one there. There's space for one over there. Like that. And then there's space for some at the front too. So actually that's going to be in the same place, isn't it? So I guess there, slightly forward. So that's a bit of detailing on the underside assembly, just to help it out a bit. Should I add a rhino horn? Probably not. Yeah, I don't think that'll mesh too well with the overall aesthetic of it, really. Not really. I mean, look at that thing. No, that won't fit. Right. How many CPUs have I got? 86 still. I can add some spikes. Not really a big fan of those there. At the front, I guess, just to add a bit more complexity to the thing. Yeah, I think just at the front layer like that. Just sweep it forward there. Oops, no, like that. Yep, like that. So okay, that's a bit more detailing. What else have I got? I've got a Bronze League badge. What the heck does that look like? No, definitely not. Sheesh, that's big. Right. Actually, how much CPU have I got? 88. I can add 2 more blocks and another engine. Yeah, let's do that. More thrust. More power. Let's mount it there. Right. And then I'll add in a couple more blocks just to do a bit of rounding out, I think. Let's round this and this. And that's it. There we go. Done. Donezo. Finished. I am happy with that, and it's only taken me about an hour. But hey, you know. There we go. Get it in. Maybe I should paint this healing gun silver too, shouldn't I? Fit the whole aesthetic of it. But yeah, that's hovering okay. Whee! And I'm leaving the trails behind me, as you can see. So that's looking nice. I've got absolute tons of healing power here. So I can heal a lot. And for pure defense, I have, of course, got these. These heavy lasers. So as you can see, they do drain my power really, really rapidly. So that is actually a slight concern. But for very short duration combat and warding things off, they do pack a nasty punch. But yeah, look how fast my energy goes down. Yeah, that really drops. So it's kind of like, it can skirmish, it can hit and run, but it's not meant to operate as a frontline combatant. Because it really isn't, to be honest. It's meant to be bringing these healing weapons into bear. Well, healing weapons, they're not weapons anymore. They did take out the ability to damage the opponents, but, you know, can't really be helped, to be quite honest. But yeah, there we go. This has been Iron Mark III. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show of me putting together what is basically a heavy medic hover on Robocraft. I think that's probably its official classification or something like that. And I hope you weren't too bored with it, because I was like, I was slowly feeling out the design, and I think I've got something that's pretty sturdy. Could definitely take a few knocks, and it can recover a lot of health to allies incredibly quick. Or if push comes to shove, it's still got heavy laser cannons to defend itself with. Though that drains my energy super fast, so yeah. It's not a frontline combatant. But it's meant to move around and get to where it's needed and then heal whoever's in need. And it's definitely got the speed to do that kind of thing. But yeah. And as usual, I've completely messed up my outro. Yeah. I'll see you all later.